chit chat.
Sports here.
Yeah, this is like wide world of sports. Quick announcement. There's raffle tickets here. We got 100 things to raffle off. So start buying raffle tickets, including this stage destroyed cigar box guitar, which will be one of the raffle prizes. We have signed guitars, signed skateboards, and stuff. So buy some raffle tickets. I was going to do a raffle now, but no one's buying tickets yet, so that's coming up. Anyway, all right. First, let's start with you, Shane. Let's talk about music as it relates to how you became a man and where you started your musical journey. Where
did I start my musical journey? I started my musical journey sitting on the piano bench next to my dad as he played honky-tonk music when I was a little kid. And having music all around me all my life gave me my identity. And, I can remember my dad as a little kid would come home and on payday he would throw a record down in front of me. He goes, "Here, this is Queen. You need to know who Queen is." Or, "I noticed you didn't have any AC/DC. Here, take this album." And he continually fed me music. And that is what has made me who I am now. Granted, I spent my childhood in heavy metal until I discovered the blues. And then from there, it's been a downhill journey into being what I call a sound searcher. So I guess, does that answer it?
That sounds great. My first experience too was my dad's boxes of 45s, and so parents share that music with Joe kids. Horace, let's talk about where this album was in relation to where you were when this album that you guys just played came out.
I don't think I can make a particularly relevant statement right now.
I know you were on tour with The Clash in the Specials in 1977?
The Specials toured with The Clash in 1978, and I tell the story that we started it as civilians and like ended it a proper group, and the Clash sort of set the benchmark for sort of Specials performances and how we related to the stage and how we related to our audience. Yeah.
How did you know the Specials was something that was going to be something? Was there a moment?
I think John Peel played our record on his show, and then he played it the next night, and then he played it the night after that. And he played it every night for like sort of 2 weeks, and we started to get music press, and more people would turn up to our shows next time we played that same venue than did this. And they all look the same. They all wore Harringtons and suits and stuff. Yeah.
Tell us about your first trip. Tell us about your first trip to America, the Saturday Night Live tour. I know there's some story about Saturday Night Live.
We spent 6 weeks in America at the beginning of 1980. We played at Hurrah's in New York, and then went down to New Orleans and played with the Police, sort of diagonally across America from New Orleans up to Seattle. And then we came down to Los Angeles and played 4 nights at the Whiskey A Go Go, 2 shows a night, 4 consecutive nights. It destroyed us. And then we basically got on one of those mobile lunatic asylums, tour buses, that's right, and then and headed eastwards and ended up back in New York. It was incredibly exciting but very brutal. Yeah.
And Don, give us a sense of that first drum set. Like, when you get that instrument, what does that do for you as a kid? How did you get it? Who helped you get it? And what did you do with it once you got it?
Yeah, I think I got it one of the penny savers kind of, and a maggot, the newspaper. You go through a drum set, and I think it was like $125, and they were all it was blue, red, and sparkle, and I got it, and I just couldn't believe it. I was like a little kid. I would just stare at it all day. I'd go down the stairs when I was allowed to play, and it just changed my life. So get your kids on drums. That's what I got to say.
Tell us about the washboard. Oh, tell us about the washboard. Where do you start with a washboard? When did you know that was your instrument, and how do you become a washboard player?
I actually ripped a hole in my thimble. There's a hole in one of my thimbles I was playing with today. So that's rock and roll. That's metal on metal, people. That's metal on metal. That's Pistols. I'm a songwriter, and I write songs and play music also. And every once in a while, I street perform in Seattle, and I would come out to find my spot to street perform, and if all the spots were taken, I'd bring a washboard with me so I could back up other singers. So that's when I started playing washboard. Moved to York, Pennsylvania on a whim with a friend a few years ago, and met him in an open mic. Met this guy at an open mic, and there was a dusty washboard sitting behind him, and I said, "What's that?" He goes, "That's the house drum kit. Nobody touches it." I was like, "I can touch it." And so I just got an open mic with Shane in Pennsylvania, out of all places. Like, I grew up in Las Vegas, used to live in Venice Beach for years and years, and just kind of on a whim went to the East Coast. Ended up where they invented the peppermint patty, York.
So you've been warned. York is the next place, guys. Jump on it.
It's the next Seattle, right? It's the next Chapel Hill.
All right, well, we'll wrap this up. We're going to try to do 5 minutes with every band today. That was awesome. Can we get, you guys, anybody have a message for the kids? Just a message for the kids, whatever you want.
For the kids, my message is listen, collect music, listen to all different types of music, and just fill your life with it. It is one of the greatest things you're going to fill your life with. Learn to play guitar. Last year we did this show, and the last thing Mike Watt yelled into the microphone before he got off stage, he looked at the audience and he said, "Go start a band." I think that motto needs to be plastered everywhere. Go start a band.
Music creates happiness, and happiness kills fear.
Great.
That's for the kids.
I really can't sort of say anything better than that.
No comment from Horace.
Yeah, man, I'm tapping out on that one. That was pretty sweet.
All right, thanks, guys. That was an awesome set. Loved it.
Thank you, Muzak.
Back to DJ Lawless. There he is.
Want to say hi to Horace?
All right.
All right.